Chicken Do Pyaza, where the onions is used twice as much as a normal dish. That's what called Do Pyaza. So double the onions. So you can do it with a lamb or prawns or chicken or even vegetables as you like. So today we're going to do the chicken Do Pyaza. So the relish spice mix introduces Do Pyaza. So it's got all the spices you need in it in the right proportion. It's individually, every dish is crafted for the tried and trusted recipes for over the years. So you will be able to make your favorite chicken Do Pyaza relish restaurant style at home with very simple and minimalist ingredients. The first and foremost thing is I've got about 4 onions. I've diced them and separated them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry it in high heat in oil, and that's what I'm going to use it for the Do Pyaza. So adding these onions to the curry, I've got onions frying up nicely. So where I got the Do Pyaza masala, I'm just adding some water just to soak the spices. So when you're cooking, it doesn't burn. Yeah. So save that too. Please do not try this at home. You can use a ladle. There you go. This is what we want. We want it just to be nice and light golden, and the onions to be transparent, like a deep pink. So that's when I just want to scoop the onions out of the pan. Tablespoon of oil. Rice is going first, the fundamental of making any curry. So initially you always keep the pan on medium heat. When you add the spices, you want to keep that on medium heat because you don't want to burn the spices. So once the spices are done, we're going to add the onions, and that time the heat can go up. Now bring the heat up, fine, because we want to make sure we cook the onion. So we're going to make sure the onion go nice and golden brown. So even though we're using the onion base here, which is like a ground onion, I'm using the onions and whole spices again. So it adds texture to the curry, rather than it doesn't taste like it's just something out of the can or a jar. So it has the more depth in the texture as well as the taste. Now the onions becoming nice and golden, so I'm going to add garlic. So now, soaking the spices in the water, it makes sure the spices don't burn. So, and also, we want to make sure we can fry the spices in the oil nicely. Now we add the chicken. So as the drill says, cook the chicken on high heat, smother the chicken with the spices. There you go. Brilliant. So cook it like that for at least a couple of minutes. Add water if necessary, tiny bit. Gonna add some water first. So doing this, what happens is it makes sure the chicken get all the spice flavor into the chicken first, rather than so if you add the sauce and add the spices later, so the sauce will get the taste. Here you will get the chicken also absorb all the flavors and spices. Now we're adding the onion base, about 200 ml. and we're going to add the tomato base, 150 ml. So if you look at it, it's like a, you know, for 4 tomatoes, 3 onion. There it is, that's done. So just season with salt. That's it. So I'm gonna cook until the chicken is nice and tender. So that's gonna be at least 10 minutes on high heat. I'm gonna put the lid on and just leave it. It's been about 10 minutes simmering, so make sure the edge just doesn't burn. So I'm going to add some butter. Simmer it for 5 more minutes. So the chicken will be cooked by then. It's coming up nicely. Now it's time to add the onions. So after you add the onions, you have to simmer it for at least 5 minutes. So you want all the onions, the sweetness, but we still want to have the crunchiness of the onion in it. So that's why we just add it just 5 minutes before you take off. So it gives a really nice texture. Keep whatever is, you know, on the sides, caramelized bit into the sauce, and add some fresh coriander. Look at that, the texture is coming up really nicely, the color is good, absolutely brilliant. So now I'm happy with the consistency and the texture. Just gonna add some lime. So I check the taste, it needs just a pinch of salt. So there is nothing wrong with adding a little bit more salt, a little bit more lime, a tiny bit of sugar in case, you know, if the onions, if you find it not sweet enough. So, but as long as the curry has the right balance, that's the main priority. Chicken Do Pyaza, Relish spice mix style. There you go. Turn the heat off. Done. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at the color.